Hello, everyone. My name is Michaela Smith, and today I'm speaking with the U.S. women double set to race at the Pan Am Games in Chile later this October. Can you all introduce yourself and tell me which high performance group you both row out of?
My name is Madeleine Focht, and I row with Arion.
Okay.
My name is Veronica Nicacio, and I also row Arion in upstate New York.
Okay. Um, Thank you for taking some time to share your journey to the Pan Ams. And to start, anyone who follows One World already knows we're an Orion super fan. But we haven't had a lot of info to share about Long Beach for future high performance rowers looking to train on the West Coast. Maddie, can you tell us a little bit about Long Beach and how it has supported your development as a post college HP rower?
Yeah. So Long Beach is like very, it's like a really, it's like a chill community, and one thing I like about it is it's very diverse, and when if you go to like a park or like a coffee shop, they just know everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Like without a single glance, they'll just like, oh yeah, it's that guy. And you're gonna find this shocking. I didn't row in college. I rowed privately at my boathouse at the time, and I was like training privately.
Okay. So One World is also a big fan of collaborate to compete opportunities in the HP community. So now, how did you all get to be a double from opposite sides of the country? How did you all come together?
Um, so last year they had the pair qualified for US in Princeton, and we all went, and the top people they declined their bid because they wanted to focus on worlds. So the next group got brought up, and we were within the next ranking of that. And Yosi actually was the one who recommended we match up together. We've known each other before because earlier in that year, Maddie had come to train in the summer over here.
Okay.
Like we were friends before that. Um, I think we did a double once before, but it didn't. It was a weird day.
It was just one practice.
I think you were bowing, and we ended up in the weeds like twice. So
yeah,
yeah. But it all worked out, and we've had a lot of fun since then. This year especially, I think we've gotten to know each other a lot better, and have really bonded over a series of things. They, like one fun thing, we both really love anime, and we'll we'll often make like not calls, but like when we talk about different strokes and the technique, we make different things at different shows. I'm like, yes, I know exactly what that is. Yeah. In that sense. And then also earlier this year, do you want to say what we went to?
Earlier this
the dinner.
Oh, so earlier this year, we got invited to Sarasota, Florida, by this group who was like very into like creating more diversity in the rowing community. And so they invited us for a toast, and it was just so cool to see like everyone that kind of shares what we want, because both of us want to like see as many like rowers of minority as possible. And it's just like really cool to how those people like come together, and they express their like passion to make that happen.
Yeah,
That's great.
It was really cool. Although we come from different backgrounds and stuff, we kind of share that same passion in a sense of trying to like role models for people.
Right.
Yeah. That's great. One World Rowing is also a huge support in support of minorities in the sport as well. So I'm so super happy that you all are a part of the rowing community. Sorry, rowing community. So how challenging has it been to find time to train together? I know, are you guys living in the same area right now, or is Maddie still in Long Beach?
I would technically fly from Long Beach to New York, and it hasn't been much of a hassle, and I honestly don't mind it, just like flying from Long Beach to New York.
Yeah, some for probably like 2 to 3 months,
like around there, yeah.
And we all get to live close by too, and the boathouse is right down there, so that specifically hasn't been that difficult. At least I say that when I'm the one who stays put. I have family on the West Coast, and I know the West Coast, the East Coast plane flight is horrible, and I hate it. But going back here, the time zone always smacks me. Like I'm dead for a week because I usually get a red eye anyway. But once we're here, it's pretty simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who has spent the most time training you guys or coaching you?
Probably our two coaches, Eric Catalano and Steve Bowler.
Was your win at the qualifier a big confidence booster?
Oh, most definitely. Yes, it was
a lot of fun.
And plus, like, become even more closer and just like keep continuing to improve our like technique.
It was a really cool experience and like memory that we share together now. Yeah.
Nice. Do you all still practice all together with your Arion team each day, or have you split off into separate training groups to stay focused on the sprint distance for the Pan Am?
Kind of.
Yeah, there are times where some days they kind of blend the Pan Am group with the rest of the Arion group, and there'd be some days, like for example, race pieces, they just split us into two groups. One would like pieces for like head races, and then the Pan Am group will start focusing on 2K prep.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. I just have one more question. So good luck at the Pan Ams. And do you have any advice for the next generation of HP rowers or tips or different things based on your experience for kids that want to row post-college? I know, Maddie, you said you didn't even row in college, so that could be inspiring to some people.
You want to go first?
Actually, I never rowed in college, but I always train sometimes with the rowing team from Cal State Long, and they would always ask me for advice. So what I would tell, there are two tips. The first one is the most important one, is a really tough pill to swallow, but also my tip would be always seek failure. Yeah, because there's going to come a time when you race or practice, there's always going to be that one practice is going to suck. But just take that to, improve and help you grow the next time you do it the next day. And then the second one is kind of important, but still in a fun way. The coaches are always right. Always, the coaches know exactly what they're doing. And just take it as like, just absorb that info and just improve, just thrive, and just take that whole in.
Those are good words of wisdom.
I would say to remember that you have value outside your sport. I think especially when you're a full-time athlete, when you're a student, you have like a student, like you're going to school and you're focusing on your job and you're rowing, whereas this training lifestyle, it's really easy to get wrapped up because it's all you're focusing on, as it should be. But sometimes it's really hard to find that balance, and especially in our culture where we're taught to work hard and we're very self-driven and independent. And that's not a bad thing. And we reward accomplishments and big things that you can put on your wall and stuff. It's really easy to get wrapped up in if you have a bad practice or you have a bad piece, you have a bad 2K score, and you're like, oh, that's like I failed at this, that means I'm a failure as a person. You're like, and that's not true because and you have value outside of what you can do, and that you are loved regardless, and you are, like you have worth no matter what you do or what you're not able to do. And yeah, that's a really huge lesson that I learned and have to relearn multiple times.
Yeah.
And stuff. And yeah, I would also say, actually got this from a friend to like figure out, and maybe if you like to write out things, I personally do, why you row. Because like I said, when you're younger in high school, you're there, I don't know, because your parents told you, or maybe you have friends there. In college, you're there fun and maybe for a scholarship. Now there's nothing forcing you. Like there's you have so many different paths at this in your early 20s or late 30s, whatever, 30s, however long you decide to row. When you're a young, there's lots of many paths you can take. And often this is the harder one because it's not the most financially stable. It doesn't make a lot of sense financially, like for your future. It's really just either for yourself or your family, maybe like what goals do you have, and knowing what you want to get out of it, and what do you want to learn, what do you want to do, why do you want to do, like why do you want to row, and everyone has a slightly different reason. It's really interesting to hear it. It's really cool to hear the different stories that people have, but that's gonna keep you going on the hard days, not anything else. People's like looking up to, like at the end it's like, what do you want yourself, and knowing what that is and going back to that on those hard days. So yeah.
Okay. No, it's useful information. Okay. Thank you guys both so much for doing this short interview. I wish you luck later in October.